Welcome to the AdExpert Podcast. We are diving deep today, and our mission, well, it's pretty sharp. We're aiming to cut through all the noise and really maximize the use of probably the most valuable asset you own, your customer data. Specifically, we're unlocking the secrets of first-party data. The goal, to run retargeting campaigns that are so powerful, so precise, they pretty much future-proof your marketing strategy.
That's exactly right. And you, the listener, you need marketing knowledge that's not just good, but superior, actionable, and quick to grasp, especially now, right? With external data sources becoming, let's say, less reliable.
Yeah, tell you less reliable.
So our sources today, they come straight from AdExpert. They're an online marketing and web development agency based in Los Angeles, but serving clients well beyond that, locally and globally. Their whole philosophy, it's built on data-driven success, delivering real results, driving conversions, and crucially, they lean heavily on innovative stuff like live tracking and AI for advanced analytics and customer targeting.
Right.
The message is really clear. The future of high ROI marketing. It's all about your own proprietary data.
I think that focus on proprietary, real-time data is absolutely critical. Because, let's be honest here, retargeting right now, it often feels incredibly stale, just off. We all experience it, don't we? That ad for the shoes you looked at, maybe even bought 3 weeks ago, still following you around every single site.
Yeah.
The problem isn't really retargeting itself. It's the lack of relevance, that painful lack of relevance. And that comes from relying on, generalized, often outdated third-party signals. Marketers are just crying out for better data, better fidelity.
And the only truly reliable source for that kind of fidelity is first-party data, your 1P data. And when we define it, we're not just talking about, say, basic email signups. No, we mean the information you collect directly from your audience.
Directly, okay.
Information that's often zero friction, shows high intent, and importantly, is usually provided with explicit consent. This data stream, it comes from behavior on your own website, interactions within your mobile app, your CRM system, which is huge, and even engagement on your own social media channels. It's completely yours.
And that's the key superiority factor, isn't it? Unlike that generalized third-party stuff, which is often, aggregated, maybe sampled, or just lacks the context for real personalization.
Exactly.
Your 1P data gives you this clear, real-time, almost high-definition picture of customer behavior, specifically with your brand, on your turf. It's reliable because, well, you control the collection. And it's valuable because it reflects actual recent interactions.
Precisely. We're moving beyond just knowing someone visited the homepage. That's table stakes. When you properly use 1P data, you get these precise insights into microbehaviors. Things like how often they browse specific product categories or the time lag between site visits.
Okay.
Abandoned cart details, the specific actions they take inside your mobile app, maybe the content they engage with most on your social posts. Using this kind of specific high-quality data means your ads can be perfectly aligned with their current needs and, their likelihood to convert now.
Okay, right. So we've defined the asset. Let's talk about the return. For the person listening right now, why should perfecting 1P data collection be, the priority? What does this actually mean for the bottom line?
Well, it really boils down to optimizing those 3 key levers for success. You get improved engagement, you get higher conversion rates, and you build stronger customer loyalty. We can kind of structure this around 4 key benefits. The first one is just more accurate audience targeting. Simple as that.
Okay.
By integrating and analyzing your sources, your CRM, your app logs, your website analytics, you can create these audience groups based on demonstrably accurate, real customer behaviors. This isn't guesswork anymore. This is reaching the right person at their exact moment of intent.
That level of precision targeting sounds powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
But, standard retargeting platforms, they already allow some basic targeting. What does 1P data really unlock when we talk about better customer segmentation? That's the second benefit, right? What's the strategic difference here?
The difference is depth.
Yeah.
And relevance. Huge difference. Standard segmentation might group people by, say, visited category X, but 1P segmentation lets you group them by something much richer, like visited category X, added item to cart, hasn't returned in 72 hours. AN is a loyalty tier 3 customer. See the difference?
Wow, okay. That's granular.
It allows you to divide customers into these super specific segments, like frequent buyers with a high lifetime value versus, say, one-time visitors who maybe abandon a high-value cart. Very different groups.
And when you get that level of micro-segmentation, I guess you can personalize the messaging much, much more effectively.
Absolutely. You tailor the ad based not just on what they looked at, but their actual purchase history, maybe their loyalty status. So the messaging for that frequent buyer, it focuses on new arrivals, maybe loyalty perks. But the messaging for the high-value cart abandoner, that might focus on a slight incentive or perhaps social proof to build confidence.
Right.
This kind of tailored communication is just far more impactful, and that directly drives benefit number 3, higher conversion rates.
It seems like simple math, almost. Highly relevant, personalized ads just reduce friction, right? They speak directly to what the customer likes, what they've done before, which naturally boosts engagement, translating into more conversions. But it's more than that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It increases your ROI because you stop wasting money on irrelevant impressions.
Exactly. You're cutting waste. And that leads us straight into the critical long-term benefit, stronger customer relationships. This is really where that concept of relational marketing stops being just a theory and actually becomes like a campaign structure. Using that deep 1P data to craft personalized offers, it shows the brand genuinely understands the customer's journey, their needs, that effort. It builds immense trust and loyalty. It fosters long-term relationships, encourages repeat purchases, basically shifting your focus from always chasing new sales to really optimizing customer lifetime value.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, relational marketing is built on that idea that the customer feels seen, understood. But okay, gathering all this information from websites, apps, CRM, social, it sounds like a potentially huge integration task. How complicated is it realistically for a business to effectively gather and integrate this data to get that coveted 360-degree view?
That is a genuine challenge. Let's be frank, it's often the biggest operational hurdle. It really requires setting up robust connectors between those systems. The absolute necessity is collecting and integrating the data from every single touch point. You need to ensure that when data lands in one system, like your CRM, it immediately informs the strategy in another, like your ad platform.
Right, avoids the silos.
Exactly. Without that integration, the data stays siloed, and you completely lose that 360-degree view. It just doesn't work.
Okay, let's focus then on leveraging those key data silos. First up, CRM data. It's often seen as like the foundational layer, right?
Oh, CRM data is totally non-negotiable. It's where you find those historical insights that define customer value, past interactions, purchase history, maybe even stated preferences from surveys. Marketers have to use this not just to record transactions, but to actively identify underlying patterns in behavior. For instance, if you notice a customer's average purchase latency is, say, 45 days, you can refine your retargeting campaigns to hit them around day 40 with a specific offer that's tailored to their past purchase history. It moves CRM from just being a record-keeping system to becoming a predictive engine.
Predictive engine, I like that. And then you've got the other side, the dynamic real-time element from social media insights. How is the 1P data you collect from your own social channels different from the general data the platforms themselves provide?
The difference is that proprietary context again. We're looking at specific engagement with your own content, clicks on your direct links, responses to targeted dark posts you run. This social engagement data gives you real-time feedback on how customers are responding to your brand narrative right now.
Instant feedback loop.
Exactly. You track their immediate sentiment, their interaction frequency, which is invaluable. It lets you adjust your campaign creative, your offers really quickly, make sure you're staying relevant and avoiding that stale ad trap we talked about.
Okay, fantastic. So we've defined the data quality, we understand the core benefits, we've touched on the integration challenge, which is real. Now, let's get seriously tactical. What are the best practices for actually structuring a high-performing retargeting strategy using this pristine 1P data?
Okay, strategy number 1 absolutely has to be about advanced segmentation. Building on what we discussed earlier, segment your audience for better targeting. Take that example again. Frequent buyers versus one-time visitors. Totally different needs. The frequent buyer, they need targeting with high-value content, maybe early access to sales. You want to reward their loyalty.
Right, nurture them.
But the one-time visitor, they likely need a re-engagement campaign, maybe something focused on social proof or addressing potential friction points they hit during their first visit. That tailored messaging driven by the 1P data, it just dramatically increases the chances of moving each type of customer further down the funnel.
Okay, segmentation first. Now, here's where I think it gets really interesting. Strategy number 2, apply predictive analytics. Predictive analytics has been a marketing buzzword for ages, but how does using your own proprietary 1P data make that predictive component uniquely strong and, crucially, actionable for retargeting?
Yeah, this is the core insight for this deep dive, I think. Predictive analytics, when fueled by rich 1P data, isn't just predicting if someone will buy, it's predicting what they're likely to buy, and critically, when they're most likely to buy it. The unique power of 1P data here is the sheer granularity of behavior on your properties, your site, your app.
Right.
We use that historical purchase data, yes, but we couple it with the behavioral data, time spent on specific pages, search queries within your app, frequency of interactions, things like that.
All those micro behaviors.
All those micro behaviors to identify high potential customers who are showing the absolute clearest conversion signals right now.
So, okay, let me see if I get this. Instead of just throwing budget at a broad audience who maybe looked at a product category once, you're focusing the retargeting budget only on, say, the 10% of people who, based on their specific interaction patterns, have maybe an 80% likelihood of converting within the next 48 hours.
Precisely. That is optimization in action. Real optimization. It shifts campaign effort away from that sort of blanket outreach and focuses resources laser-like on the specific segments that provide the highest anticipated ROI. It helps predict churn, predict upsell opportunities, and most importantly for this chat, it directs retargeting spend to the moments of highest intent.
Powerful stuff. And strategy number 3 feels like the crucial maintenance component, the ongoing work. Continuously optimize your campaigns. This isn't a set it and forget it kind of machine.
Oh, absolutely not. Not even close. Retargeting campaigns fueled by 1P data demand continuous monitoring, constant vigilance, because your 1P data browsing patterns, app usage, social feedback, it's coming in real time, right? So your campaigns have to react in near real time too.
Makes sense.
This means regularly analyzing that incoming data, A/B testing different ads and offers against those really granular segments we talked about, and refining parameters based on immediate feedback. Like, if you launch a new offer and your 1P data shows high conversion rates but maybe a low average order value for a certain segment, you immediately pivot. You adjust that ad creative or the offer value to address that specific finding. This constant refinement loop, that's what drives sustained high-level results over the long haul.
So when we pull this all together, what's the core takeaway? What should the listener really synthesize from this?
I think the true strategic power of first-party data is this. It fundamentally moves retargeting from being just a transactional tactic, get the click, get the sale, into a truly holistic relationship strategy. By leveraging this high-quality owned data, you're not only increasing your immediate ROI and efficiency, which is great, but you're also building lasting trust. And you're future-proofing your marketing against all that external data volatility we mentioned. It positions your brand for genuine long-term growth and much higher customer loyalty.
That feels like a huge strategic shift, actually. It requires marketers to think quite differently about budget allocation, doesn't it? Here's a final thought for you to chew on. If predictive analytics, powered by your 1P data, lets you know with high probability who will convert before they even click again, what kind of ethical and strategic shift does that demand in how you allocate your budget? Should you maybe move significant funds away from broad general awareness campaigns and instead funnel them toward these deep, precise loyalty-building campaigns that only your 1P data can truly enable? That's the challenge and maybe the opportunity of building that 360-degree customer view. And it's definitely the competitive edge you should be exploring today.